The Galactic Empire, an ancient and formidable force that spanned entire star systems, had ruled with an iron fist for millennia. It controlled entire galaxies, bending civilizations to its will and enforcing absolute order across the cosmos. The Empire's influence was vast, its military might unparalleled, and its bureaucracy a labyrinth that no one dared challenge. Though many species across the galaxy fear the Empire's reach, it was not a system built solely on terror. The Empire also thrived on loyalty, discipline, and efficiency. Those who could rise through its ranks were granted unimaginable power, riches, and influence. However, to reach the highest echelons of the Empire, one had to prove their mettle in the most dangerous, brutal way possible. For years, the Empire had quietly struggled to fill a certain position. It was a job that required exceptional skill, unparalleled bravery, and the willingness to face death at every turn. The position was simple in title, yet horrifically complex in reality. The Empire needed a special forces enforcer, a warrior capable of carrying out the Empire's most dangerous, high-risk missions. Missions no other soldier dared take. The job description was straightforward. Survive the most impossible scenarios, obey orders without question, and eliminate any threats to the Empire, no matter the cost. Those who took this job, more often than not, never returned. But now, in an unexpected twist, the Empire issued an open call for this position, sending a message throughout the galaxy that would change everything. The transmission came through a vast, encrypted network that reached across the galaxy. Every world, every species, and every thriving civilization felt the shock waves of the announcement. The Empire was seeking new recruits. This wasn't a call for regular soldiers, peacekeepers, or diplomats. No! The Empire sought individuals willing to take on the deadliest job in the galaxy. The message read, Title: Galactic Empire offered deadliest job in the galaxy. Humans signed up instantly. Prologue: The Galactic Empire's power. The Galactic Empire, an ancient and formidable force that spanned entire star systems, had ruled with an iron fist for millennia. It controlled entire galaxies, bending civilizations to its will and enforcing absolute order across the cosmos. The Empire's influence was vast, its military might unparalleled, and its bureaucracy a labyrinth that no one dared challenge. Though many species across the galaxy fear the Empire's reach, it was not a system built solely on terror. The Empire also thrived on loyalty, discipline, and efficiency. Those who could rise through its ranks were granted unimaginable power, riches, and influence. However, to reach the highest echelons of the Empire, one had to prove their mettle in the most dangerous, brutal way possible. For years, the Empire had quietly struggled to fill a certain position. It was a job that required exceptional skill, unparalleled bravery, and the willingness to face death at every turn. The position was simple in title, yet horrifically complex in reality. The Empire needed a special forces enforcer, a warrior capable of carrying out the Empire's most dangerous, high-risk missions. Missions no other soldier dared take. The job description was straightforward. Survive the most impossible scenarios, obey orders without question, and eliminate any threats to the Empire, no matter the cost. Those who took this job, more often than not, never returned. But now, in an unexpected twist, the Empire issued an open call for this position, sending a message throughout the galaxy that would change everything. Chapter 1. The Offer. The transmission came through a vast, encrypted network that reached across the galaxy. Every world, every species, and every thriving civilization felt the shockwaves of the announcement. The Empire was seeking new recruits. This wasn't a call for regular soldiers, peacekeepers, or diplomats. No! The Empire sought individuals willing to take on the deadliest job in the galaxy. The message read, Do you have what it takes to survive the deadliest missions known to the galaxy? To face overwhelming odds, engage with the most dangerous species, and carry out operations that will determine the fate of entire systems? The The Empire calls upon the brave, the fearless, and the strongest individuals across the galaxy to join our ranks as Special Forces Enforcers. Only those who survive the first mission will be deemed worthy of the title. No guarantees. Only glory, power, and the honor of serving the Galactic Empire. Are you ready? The transmission echoed through the stars, and as the words reached Earth, the reaction was immediate. No hesitation, no debate, just a unanimous decision that came from the heart of humanity. Within minutes, the Galactic Empire's communication network was flooded with messages from Earth. Humans had read the message, absorbed its weight, and responded with a collective force that stunned the Empire's representatives. Back on Earth, humanity was no stranger to struggle. Wars had ravaged their world for centuries, and survival had often meant facing impossible odds. However, over time, the humans had evolved, not just technologically, but in spirit. The people of Earth were driven by an innate desire to prove themselves, to overcome adversity, no matter the cost. Over the centuries, they had fought for their survival against other humans, against nature, and even against their own flaws. Now, an empire that spanned the galaxy was offering them an opportunity to fight for something greater than themselves, something with stakes higher than any earthly war. The challenge was irresistible. The idea of facing unimaginable danger for the chance to rise to the ranks of the most powerful empire in existence was enough to ignite the fire of ambition in humanity's heart. Their desire to conquer, to face down impossible odds and come out victorious, was hardwired into them. The thought of proving their worth to an empire that controlled galaxies, no matter how dangerous, was exhilarating. Furthermore, the Empire's promise of glory and power was more than enough to spark interest. This wasn't just a job. It was a chance to rise to prominence in a way no human had ever done before. It was a gamble. Yes, but it was one that offered everything they ever dreamed of: honor, power, and immortality in the Empire's annals. The first wave of recruits, mostly humans, were sent to an unknown location, a massive starship that orbited a hostile planet in a distant galaxy. The recruits, trained in combat, espionage, and survival tactics, were informed that the mission would begin the moment they arrived. Upon entering the Empire's training facilities, the new recruits were introduced to the reality of what they had signed up for. The job was even more deadly than they had imagined. They would be sent on missions to extract valuable resources from hostile territories, infiltrate enemy ships, and eliminate rebel factions that threatened the Empire's rule. The test was not just a physical challenge, it was a mental one. It was a crucible, designed to push the very limits of what a human could endure. The recruits were subjected to rigorous training, brutal simulations, and real-world combat scenarios where failure meant death. There was no room for weakness, no mercy. The recruits knew that only the strong, the cunning, and the fearless would survive. But what separated humans from the rest of the galaxy's soldiers was their determination and their unique. The Galactic Empire ruled the stars with unmatched authority. For centuries, its might had been unchallenged, its fleet an unstoppable force of discipline and fear. Across galaxies, its policies were absolute, its reach unfathomable. The Empire, with all its power, had a singular mission: to dominate and subdue every corner of the universe under its ironclad rule. However, there was a problem that lingered beneath the surface. The Empire's enforcers, the most elite warriors known to exist, had been falling short in an increasingly chaotic universe. There were new threats emerging, far more dangerous than anything they had faced before. Rebel factions were growing bolder, and ancient species from the corners of the galaxy had begun to stir, seeking to challenge the Empire's absolute control. Even the Empire's greatest military commanders found themselves looking over their shoulders. The Empire needed a solution. A new breed of soldier, someone who could take on the most deadly and impossible assignments. They needed people who didn't just follow orders, but those who thrived in the face of certain death. That's when the Galactic Emperor himself made an unprecedented announcement. broadcast across the stars to every known civilization. Across the galaxy, whispers spread about the Empire's announcement, but no one responded like the humans of Earth. Known for their ingenuity and survival instincts, humans had always been the underdogs of the universe. Their planet was a relatively young member of the galactic community, and they had earned a reputation for overcoming adversity in ways no other species could match. While other species hesitated, debating the perilous nature of the job, humans immediately saw it as their chance to make their mark on the galaxy. There was no hesitation, no fear of the consequences. This was a chance to prove themselves, not just as soldiers, but as the strongest, most adaptable species in the universe. The response was immediate. Hundreds of thousands of humans signed up, flooding the Empire's recruitment channels. They didn't fear the job. In fact, they welcomed the challenge. For humans, war had always been a part of their history. They had fought wars on their own world, overcoming the worst of themselves. They knew the cost of battle, but they also knew how to adapt, how to survive, and how to win. This job, this challenge, was what they had been waiting for. Once they were accepted, the human recruits were whisked away to an undisclosed location, a station orbiting an uninhabitable planet, surrounded by deadly fields of asteroids and hostile life forms. The recruits were told little about what awaited them. The only guarantee was that it would be a test of their ability to survive, to adapt, and to excel under extreme circumstances. The trial began with simple training exercises. They were pitted against each other in harsh environments, forced to survive with minimal resources. But what set this job apart from any other was the sheer unpredictability of the challenges. It wasn't just physical prowess that was required. It was the ability to outthink, outsmart, and adapt to whatever situation they found themselves in. The recruits faced not just environmental hazards, but simulations of galactic warfare, alien creatures, and ambushes designed to break their spirit. Where other species might have faltered or been wiped out, the humans thrived. They adapted to the extreme conditions, outmaneuvered the complex scenarios, and became more than just soldiers. They became survivors. After months of grueling trials, the first real mission came. The recruits, now known as the Vanguard, were given a task that even the Empire's elite soldiers had failed: infiltrate a highly fortified alien citadel on a distant planet, where an ancient artifact that could potentially alter the course of the galaxy was hidden. The mission was practically a suicide mission. The citadel was surrounded by ancient, war-hardened warriors, lethal traps, and alien technology that the Empire had never been able to crack. No one had ever made it past the outer defenses. But for the humans, failure was not an option. They knew the stakes. They knew the odds. And, perhaps more importantly, they knew the Empire was watching. This was their moment to prove themselves. The team worked like a well-oiled machine, using tactics no one else had ever considered. They hacked into the alien systems, disabled defenses, and used their unique human ingenuity to infiltrate the Citadel. Despite the odds, despite the overwhelming danger, they succeeded. The artifact was retrieved. Upon their return, the surviving humans were met with an unprecedented reception. The Emperor himself, a shadowy figure draped in opulence, stood before them. His eyes, cold and calculating, surveyed the humans who had defied the impossible. "You have done what no other force in the galaxy could do," the Emperor said, his voice laced with a strange respect. "You have earned your place as the new enforcers of the Empire. You are not just soldiers. You are now legends." For the first time, the Empire saw humanity not just as a potential ally, but as an essential force within their ranks. They had proven that they could face the most impossible challenges and emerge victorious. From that day forward, the humans of the Vanguard became the Empire's ultimate weapon. They were dispatched on the most dangerous missions the galaxy ever seen. They fought wars that no one else dared engage in, subdued alien species that had once been deemed unstoppable, and quashed rebellions with ruthless efficiency. Their reputation spread like wildfire, and soon the galaxy knew them not as humans, but as the most dangerous, unrelenting warriors in the universe. The Galactic Empire, once the unchallenged ruler of the stars, now stood side by side with its new, fiercest allies. Humanity had not just signed up for the deadliest job in the galaxy. They had redefined what it meant to be the strongest force in the universe. And as they conquered one galaxy after another, humans proved something the Empire had never anticipated: that the true strength of a warrior was not in their armor, their weapon, or their rank. It was in their ability to survive and to thrive in the face of utter destruction. The Empire had created a monster, but it was one they would never be able to stop. And as the humans of the vanguard continued their rise, they became not just soldiers, but the new face of power in the galaxy. The broadcast sent ripples through the stars. It was a message to all sentient life, an invitation to those brave enough to take on the most perilous job in the galaxy. The message was simple: the Galactic Empire seeks the next generation of warriors. We offer you the most dangerous job in the galaxy, one that requires unmatched resilience, cunning, and strength. You will face enemies more formidable than anything the galaxy has ever seen. Your survival is not guaranteed. Failure means death. But if you succeed, you will have power, glory, and a place by the Empire's side. Are you prepared to take on the challenge? The message echoed across space, traveling from star to star. And as it reached Earth, something remarkable happened. Humanity, once considered an insignificant species in the grand scheme of the galaxy, reacted with a fervor that astounded even the Empire. While other species debated and hesitated, humans, with their history of surviving wars, famine, and countless challenges, instantly recognized the opportunity. For them, it wasn't just a job. It was a chance to prove themselves, to rise above the cosmic power structures and show their worth. Thousands of volunteers flooded the recruitment channels, sending their applications across the stars. Humans were prepared for the worst. They were used to hardship, to loss, and to the fire of battle. This was their chance to show that no matter how dangerous the mission, no matter how impossible the task, they would stand tall. Humanity's response did not go unnoticed. The Galactic Empire, intrigued by the sheer number of applicants, selected a small contingent of humans to undergo the initial trials. They were taken to an isolated military outpost, a fortress orbiting a dying star, where they would face their first test. There, the recruits were pushed to the limits of their endurance. The trials were designed not only to test their physical strength, but their mental fortitude. They were subjected to grueling conditions: extreme temperatures, simulated zero gravity, and hazardous environments filled with alien wildlife. They were forced into combat scenarios where survival depended on their wit and adaptability. As the days wore on, many recruits faltered, unable to handle the stress of the trials. But the humans, they thrived. They faced challenges head-on, overcoming the odds with ingenuity and a determination that astounded the Empire's trainers. They showed that they could adapt quickly to any situation and use their environment to their advantage. Unlike other species, who relied heavily on superior technology, humans proved that their greatest strength was their ability to learn, improvise, and survive against overwhelming odds. After passing the trials, the human recruits were integrated into the Empire's elite special forces, the Vanguard. They were given their first real mission: a covert operation to infiltrate a hostile planet, once controlled by the Empire, now a hotbed of rebellion and alien insurgents. The planet's population had turned against the Empire, and the ruling faction had developed a powerful weapon capable of destabilizing entire star systems. The mission was deemed a suicide run by the Empire's military leaders. The planet was surrounded by deadly storms, riddled with toxic terrain, and guarded by alien species with weapons that could erase whole battalions. Many of the Empire's finest soldiers had failed on previous attempts, but the humans of the Vanguard had a different approach. They used stealth, cunning, and their unbreakable will to infiltrate the planet. The mission, which was supposed to end in failure, turned into an overwhelming success. The Vanguard breached the enemy's stronghold, sabotaged the weapon, and neutralized the rebel leadership, all without firing a single shot. When they returned, the Empire was forced to acknowledge the humans' unparalleled ability to complete the impossible. Their tactics had defied all expectations, and they had achieved what many believed to be an unachievable victory. The Galactic Emperor, once skeptical of humanity's potential, stood before the vanguard, a rare look of admiration in his eyes. "You have proven yourselves beyond all doubt. You are not just soldiers. You are warriors worthy of the Empire's greatest honor. From this moment on, you will be the tip of the Empire's spear, its enforcers, its protectors, its legends." The humans of the vanguard, now celebrated as heroes, were dispatched to handle the Empire's most dangerous operations. They fought against rogue factions, intercepted insurrectionist forces, and neutralized galactic threats with ruthless efficiency. Their name became synonymous with fear and respect. The very sight of them on the battlefield caused entire fleets to surrender without firing a shot. As the Empire's enforcers, the humans continued to carve their legacy in the stars. They not only fought for the Empire, they became its living symbol. Their strength and resilience became the gold standard for the galaxy, admired by their allies and feared by their enemies. And yet, even as they gained power, the Vanguard never forgot the true nature of their success. It was not the weapons they wielded, nor the ships they commanded. It was their unyielding will to survive and to conquer, no matter the cost. They had come from nothing, and now they stood as the most dangerous force in the galaxy. The Galactic Empire had offered the deadliest job in the galaxy, and humanity had not only signed up, they had redefined what it meant to be the strongest, most relentless warriors the galaxy had ever known. In this new version of the story, humanity's rapid adaptation to the Empire's deadliest tasks highlights their resilience and ability to overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges. The story focuses on their intelligence, resourcefulness, and unmatched willpower, traits that make them the ultimate soldiers in the galaxy.